Learn English with English Lab.
Hi, welcome back. In this episode, we're going to listen to a story. A simple story. One that many people know. It's called The Little Prince. A quiet story about a small boy, his journey, and the people he meets. You don't need to study. You don't need to repeat. Just listen slowly and follow the story in your mind. Bella will continue with you in a calm and natural way.
Hi, let's begin. The little prince lived on a very small planet. It was not like Earth, it was much smaller. So small that he could walk around it in just a few minutes. His planet had only a few things. There were two small volcanoes. One was active and one was quiet. Every morning, the little prince cleaned his volcanoes. It was part of his daily routine. He liked things to be clean and simple. There were also small plants on his planet. Some of them were good, but some were dangerous. The dangerous ones were called baobabs. They started very small, just tiny plants. But if you didn't remove them early, they could grow very big. Too big. They could take over the whole planet. So every day, the little prince checked the ground. He looked carefully. When he saw a small baobab plant, he removed it. It was a simple task, but very important. One day, something new appeared. A small seed. At first, it looked like any other plant, but slowly, it started to grow. It grew differently, more carefully, more slowly. The little prince watched it every day. He was curious. After some time, a beautiful flower appeared. It was unlike anything he had seen before. It had soft petals and a gentle color. The little prince felt happy, very happy. He started to take care of the flower. He gave it water every day. He protected it from the wind. He even covered it at night. The flower spoke to him. Sometimes she was kind. She said nice things. But sometimes she was proud. She asked for attention. She wanted to be special. The little prince did not understand her. He wanted to make her happy, but sometimes he felt confused. He thought, why is she saying these things? Am I doing something wrong? The flower was beautiful, but also difficult. The little prince started to feel unsure. He didn't know how to deal with her. He still cared about her, but something changed. He felt a little sad, a little lost. One day, he sat quietly and looked at the sky. He thought about his life, about his planet, about the flower, and slowly, a new idea came to his mind. He wanted to leave. Not forever, but for a while, he wanted to see other places, to understand more, to learn. So he prepared for his journey. He cleaned his volcanoes one last time. He checked the ground carefully. He removed the small plants. Then he went to the flower. He looked at her. For a moment, he said nothing. The flower was quiet, too. Then she said softly, I'm sorry. It was the first time she spoke like that. The little prince felt something, but he didn't know what to say, so he just nodded. He covered the flower gently, and then he left his planet. And that's where his journey begins. After leaving his small planet, the little prince began to travel. He did not go far at first. He moved from one small planet to another. Each planet was different, but they all had one thing in common. There was only one person on each planet. On the first planet, he met a king. The king sat on a large chair. He looked serious, very serious. When he saw the little prince, he smiled. "Ah," he said, "I have a visitor." The little prince looked around. There was no one else. "Who do you rule?" he asked. The king answered quickly, "I rule everything." The little prince was confused. "Everything?" he asked. "Yes," said the king. "The stars, the sky, everything." The little prince looked at the sky. The stars were quiet. They did not seem to listen. "Do they obey you?" he asked. "Of course," said the king. "They always obey." The little prince thought for a moment. He didn't understand. The king liked giving orders, but there was no one there. After a short time, the little prince decided to leave. "This is strange," he thought. He traveled to another planet. On the second planet, he met a man. The man was standing alone. He was waiting. When he saw the little prince, he smiled. "Ah," he said, "someone is here to admire me." The little prince looked surprised. "Admire you?" he asked. "Yes," said the man, "I am the best." The little prince didn't understand. "The best at what?" he asked. The man didn't answer clearly. He just smiled. "Clap your hands," the man said. The little prince clapped. The man smiled and bowed. Again and again. After a few moments, the little prince stopped. "This is strange," he thought. The man only wanted attention, nothing more. So the little prince left again. He continued his journey from one planet to another. He met different people. Each one was busy. Each one believed something, but none of them seemed truly happy. The little prince began to feel something. "These adults are very strange," he thought. "They talked a lot. They believed in many things, but they didn't seem to understand what really matters." So he continued his journey, looking for something different, something real. And one day, he arrived on a very different place. The little prince arrived on Earth. It was much bigger than any planet he had seen. There were many people, many places, many things. But at first, he felt alone. He walked for a long time. He saw mountains. He saw flowers. He saw empty land. Then one day, he saw a fox. The fox was sitting quietly in the grass. It looked at the little prince, but did not move. "Hello," said the little prince. "Hello," said the fox. "Come and play with me," the little prince said. "I am a little sad." "I cannot play with you," said the fox. "I am not tamed." The little prince did not understand. What does that mean? Tamed, he asked. The fox looked at him. It means to create a bond, the fox said, to become important to each other. The little prince listened carefully. Right now, the fox continued, you are just a little boy to me, like many others, and I am just a fox to you. But if you tame me, we will need each other. You will be special to me, and I will be special to you. The little prince was quiet. He had never heard something like this before. How do I tame you? He asked. The fox smiled a little. You must be patient, it said. You sit a little closer each day. You come at the same time. Slowly, we learn each other. The little prince began to understand. So he came back every day. He sat near the fox, at first far away, then a little closer. They did not talk much, but something changed. Day by day, they became closer, and after some time, they became friends. The fox looked at the little prince and said, now you are special to me. The little prince felt something warm. But then he knew it was time to leave. He felt sad. So now you will cry, the little prince said. Yes, said the fox. Then it was not a good idea, said the little prince. The fox shook its head. It was a good idea, it said, because now I have something beautiful. I have memories. The little prince stood quietly. Before he left, the fox said something important. It is only with the heart. That one can see clearly. What is important is invisible to the eyes. The little prince repeated these words slowly. He did not want to forget them. And in that moment, he remembered his flower. He understood something. His flower was special. Not because it was the most beautiful, but because he loved it, because he took care of it, because it was his. And now he knew what truly mattered. The little prince stood quietly for a moment. He looked at the sky and thought about his small planet. He thought about his flower, the way she spoke, the way she needed him, the way he took care of her. Now he understood something important. Love is not about something being perfect. It is about care. It is about time. It is about attention. The little prince looked around one last time. Earth was big, beautiful, but it was not his home. His home was small, very small, but it was his, and his flower was there. He felt calm, not confused anymore, not lost. He knew what he wanted. He wanted to go back, not because he had to, but because he cared. And now he understood why. Sometimes we only understand things after we leave them. And sometimes what looks small is actually very important. The little prince smiled gently, and his journey was no longer about finding something new. It was about understanding what he already had. And now you can just listen or slowly fall asleep. Good night.